a GOP operative by the name of Aaron Nevins, who apparently in his workaday life, he received confidential files stolen from the Democrats by the hacker Guccifer 2.0 last year. So Nevins, he's a former aide to the Florida State Senate Senator Ellen Bogdanoff. I don't know, that's probably not how you pronounce it, but anyway, and confessed to the Wall Street Journal that not only did he receive files stolen from the Democratic National Campaign Committee, the documents which contained all of the voter turnout analysis, they weren't just slid under his door by some anonymous benefactor. He admits that he propositioned this hacker group for these files on Twitter. He's like, I just threw an arrow in the dark. And the guy came back with a whole bunch of shit, and it was like a proverbial gold mine, according to this article here. He says, basically, this is war. If this were a war, this is the map to where all the troops are deployed. This is probably worth millions of dollars. So we have a GOP operative that has received stolen files and is essentially bragging about it. And I don't think they're going to do anything to him about this. And it just makes me go, where the fuck is the soul of the Republican Party where they wouldn't play dirty like this? And I guess that's the whole joke, is that they would always play that dirty. And so, I mean, let's just look at Watergate. So, yeah. They've got a long history of, receiving stolen shit and being shady as fuck when it comes to elections. And I'm not going to lie, it's not just the RNC. The DNC does shady shit too. I'm not making false equivalences here, but the thing is, I would like to think that if somebody on the other side were to receive stolen files from a hacker, they would have been like, hey, you guys have been hacked, and they gave us all this stuff, and we're turning it back over to you. Nope. They're not one to turn away from that.
No, it's all's fair in love, war, and politics.
It's disgusting. And I think that's what he kind of admitted to saying in the article that we read here. He said that what the fuck was it he was saying? He said that, this is all just politics. This is how we do things in politics. And it's like, no, that doesn't make it okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you received a stolen car and still drove it around, you would be guilty of a crime as well. Receiving stolen goods or something like that.
Unethical. It's just,
why are there not rules in the books already about having stolen files? I mean, you get people that are charged all the fucking time with copyright infringement for having a copy of a file, even though they call it piracy. I don't see it's piracy. It's a copy of it because they didn't sell it. It was just a copy of digital information. But at the same token, if you wanted to go that far, you'd have to say, look, I copied all of these files. I didn't do anything to the originals. But the big problem is that they were taken from somewhere where they shouldn't have been taken from. But
no, it's just in his mind, it's the end justifies the means.
Yeah. It's disgusting that this guy he's going to continue to get away with this shit. And all of these people are even, I mean, this goes as far as like Jared Kushner and these guys that are having all these meetings with Russians and receiving all sorts of info. I mean, crap, there's suggestions right now that there was voter data that was sent from Russia to like the GOP campaign to go be like, okay, let's get these sites. Let's go after these people. I think it's the other way around. We would send the information to Russia. Russia would go to their political apparatus and do all the micro targeting, I think is what they've been calling it lately on the news and stuff. And just it's scary as fuck to think that this kind of thing might be going on. Like what happened to normal politics? I don't know. Maybe there is no such thing as normal politics anymore.
There is no such thing as normal now that Trump's here. So.
And I hopefully having this asshole as a president will further make new rules against the kind of shit that he's been doing. At the very least, we'll have a good solid idea of what would actually violate the emoluments clause of the Constitution. Because you don't want Saudi Arabia coming to stay in your hotel and be like, oh, well, okay, I'm going to be nice to Saudi Arabia now. Well, even though that kind of happened, but more on that later as we get around to it. Jesus Christ.